unresolved tensions in United Kingdom policy and practice informed by different ideological approaches leading to an imbalance in assessment as it affects teaching and pupils' learning through inspection and standardized testing. This chapter explores the relationship between inspection and assessment research through the eyes of a person with experience of these practices. It is a description of one person's attempt to comprehend the directive nature of educational change since 1988 and its impact on teaching pedagogy and students' learning. By locating a place within that process, the author tries to influence those factors that are changeable and minimize those that are not. The theoretical values underpinning government ministers' approach to assessment are identified as systems rationalist. This theory, the author contends, underpins inspection practice and a testing culture in the United Kingdom leading to tensions with those in education who choose a different approach, i.e., subjective interpretivist. Examples are drawn from the writer's experience of combining roles as a teacher-researcher and an Ofsted inspector and independent researcher. Introduction. At the 2000 BERA conference in Cardiff, I was asked a challenging question. How can someone reconcile working as both an Ofsted inspector and an educational researcher, especially one committed to sociocultural theory? My research, which focused on classroom assessment and literacy in primary schools, highlighted the mismatch between government policies and everyday classroom realities. These policies often prioritize accountability and performance metrics over deeper learning and teacher development. As an inspector, I've seen how Ofsted's focus on standards can place schools under pressure to perform, sometimes at the expense of genuine learning. This tension led some to question whether I could truly be objective in research while working for a government agency seen as punitive. Yet, over time, I've come to understand that both roles offer different but valuable perspectives on improving education. As a researcher, I explore the complexities and lived experiences of teaching and learning, focusing on meaning, context, and relationships. As an inspector, I engage with schools firsthand, witnessing a wide range of practices and challenges. While these roles may seem opposed, they can be complementary. My research informs my inspections by helping me see beyond data, and my inspections keep my research grounded in the realities of schools. Looking back, I believe my dual role has allowed me to bridge policy and practice, and to advocate, however subtly, for more human-centered approaches within a system dominated by performance measures. It has been a balancing act, but one that brings depth and authenticity to both my research and my professional practice. Conclusion. As someone who has worked both as an inspector and a researcher, I've come to understand that real improvements in education won't happen unless policy makers address the ongoing tensions between top-down demands and what actually works in classrooms. Quick, imposed changes might show fast results on paper, but lasting, meaningful improvements take time and require input from those on the ground, teachers, pupils, parents, and school leaders. This is especially true for school inspections and how we assess student learning. While setting high standards is important, true progress comes when schools are given the time, trust, and support to develop thoughtful practices that work for their own communities. Change is most effective when it's embraced by school leaders and worked through collaboratively by teaching teams. In recent years, however, teacher autonomy has been reduced, limiting creativity and narrowing the curriculum. We must find a better balance, one that values both accountability and professional freedom. I hope my reflections help others think more deeply about how we evaluate and support education, not just in the UK but internationally. For the sake of today's and tomorrow's learners, it's time to reimagine change as something shared, inclusive, and long-term. This important article is authored by the following scientists: